Hello, fellow humans. Chris here again. So, today I wanted to acknowledge a small milestone. Just came to my attention that I just passed 2 years on YouTube. Didn't actually notice that. I've actually passed the date now, but the YouTube studio had a little notice to me up in the corner. Hey, congrats on 2 years. So, as I've done in the past, just thought I'd do a quick little acknowledgement of that. Um, it's easy to get frustrated with this endeavor. I'm not going to lie. Um, I was reading up on some stats, some YouTube stats, and one that really caught my eye was that the average YouTube channel, I'm assuming this is content YouTube channel, takes 22 months to reach 1,000 subscribers. So, seeing as I just hit 2 years, that means that I have right now about a third of the average expected subscriber count for 2 months ago. That's one way to look at it. But I try to look at these things in a more positive way so that I don't get burnt out or frustrated. And like I've said in the past about not having a small subscriber group, but an exclusive subscriber group, kind of makes us all feel a little bit better about being in this exclusive little club here. Much in that same light, I like to think that the fact that I've continued to go on, even with sometimes slower / stagnant channel growth, I think that's a good thing. I think that's a positive. I started doing this at the beginning of the pandemic for whatever reason that was, and I've continued on. I've taken breaks at times, and kind of changed the feel of it, I guess, a little bit, but I've basically kept the same format. So I think that's pretty cool. And I also am about to pass 50,000 views, which, again, depending on which barometer you're using, 341 subscribers and 50,000 views in 2 years, I guess probably isn't that good. But I didn't hold any notions of grandeur when I started the channel. I didn't necessarily think that I would get any subscribers. So the fact that I'm saying something that somebody somewhere out there in the real world listens to and takes some kind of art from it, or just likes watching me be goofy and try to say something that makes some sense. It's pretty cool. So I'm glad that I've stuck with it. I think it's worth noting that while the numbers say the average YouTube channel takes 22 months to reach 1,000 subscribers, I don't know how that factors in with channels that don't make it that long. I know that podcasts, which is where this actually started, was an audio podcast. It wasn't for another 6 months or so before I started doing it on YouTube as well. I think they only last about 6 months on average. Most podcasts fizzle out. And I believe that is along the same lines with YouTube channels. Most YouTube channels don't make it to 22 months, at least not of consistent, recurrent content. So again, if I want to spin it in a positive light, I haven't stopped. So that's good, I guess. Yeah, it can get frustrating. People kind of drop off, or you might say the wrong thing one time, and people maybe don't want to keep coming back. But as I've also said, ultimately, I think the goal is to connect with a community of people who not necessarily always agree with me, but who kind of think along the same lines as I do in terms of questioning things, questioning the way we do things and the way we think about things and feel about things, and why we choose to think and believe the way we do in certain situations. I think that these are important conversations to have, and that's, I think, ultimately kind of what this channel is about confronting those things in our society and our cultures, those biases, those things that kind of have gone unchecked for some time, that sometimes we just kind of take for granted as a given. And I like to think that I'm a very, very small part of dissecting those conversations, and the fact that I do have a good amount of people and subscribers who don't always agree with me, and some are more vocal than others in their distaste for something that I've said. But a lot of those people keep coming back and they engage with me and they are respectful, and I do appreciate that, because God knows on the internet world, that's not always a common thing that you encounter with people who disagree with you. Definitely have gotten my fair share of not so kind and respectful comments, but it's all part of the process. And as I've said before, if you're not pissing some people off, then I guess you're not doing it right. So anyway, I hope that we'll continue to grow here, and that I can provide something to some people that they find interesting or useful in some way. I am always open to suggestions and thoughts. I try to engage with every comment that I receive. That's a big part of this for me also, is the engagement with people. So I'll continue to do this as long as I'm getting one comment about something that I'm saying. And if a day comes that I'm not getting any more views or comments, then I might stop, or maybe I'll just keep going anyway, because at the end of the day, it's just a diary on video, I guess. So anyway, thanks for everybody that's been here from the beginning. Thanks for people that have jumped in along the way, and thanks for the people that have stuck around all this time. I hope that we continue to have this unique relationship, if you want to call it that, through the video ethers. So thanks again. Have a great rest of your day. And remember, don't be afraid to question the consensus.